Good morning. Here is a tutorial over part 2 on activity 3.2.3 breast cancer. For those of you who were unable to make it to class today or just need a little bit more work. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is let me see if I can get my pen. You're going to take your pencil and whatever you got, ruler, sorry, and you're going to measure from the bottom of the wells down to the bottom. Where's my pen? Bottom of the wells. What is going on here? Sorry, guys. There we go. Bottom of the wells to the bottom of each stripe. And you're going to measure this in millimeters, not centimeters. Millimeters. Millimeters are good. Centimeters, bad. So this first one should be, I think it's around 42, 43 millimeters. I'm just throwing it out there from what I kind of recall from last week. Not 4.3 millimeters. That would be centimeters. All right, 43. The little teeny tick marks. There's 10 of them in a centimeter. Okay, so you're going to do that for every band. And you're going to start out with these. I instructed the kids in class to write the value in millimeters on each band, but you don't have to. You can fill in the data table. I think it is table 1. You will fill in the length in millimeters. So you're going to go all the way down to the bottom. Now, when you measure from the well to the band, always do it the same way. So measure from the bottom of the band, the bottom of the well to the bottom of the band. Okay, I think that's how the instructions tell you to do it. And don't deviate from that measurement style. If you do, then you're going to be off slightly as you progress. So measure from the bottom of the well to the bottom of each band and avoid changing that up. So don't measure from the top of the well to the bottom of the band, or the bottom of the well to the top of the band. Bottom of the well, bottom of the band. Measure in millimeters, and then fill in data table 1 on your student resource sheet. Okay, so that's how you're going to do that. You're going to do that for all of these, and then all of the unknowns. Okay, so when we're running our breast cancer, our BRCA1, BRCA2 gene, and the marker analysis, and hopefully you've already watched that marker analysis video so you can kind of understand what a marker analysis is all about. If not, holler, let me know. So we measure on this, and then the other thing, and you can go from the negative control, again, measure from the bottom of the well all the way down to, I wish I could draw straight, to the bottom of your reference line. All right, that, if I measured right, is somewhere around 151 millimeters. Okay, a lot of kids have measured the reference line to each stripe. All right, so what I mean is, if I'm looking at Judy's DNA here, they have column A is the distance the band has migrated from the well to its current location. So that in millimeters from the bottom of the well to the bottom of the stripe. All right, and that's in millimeters on the first column, column A. Column B asks you for the reference line, distance to the reference line. Well, what the kids were doing is they were assuming that it was from the bottom of the band to the bottom. So this would be one reference number, and then this would be the other reference number. Don't do it that way. Bad, bad, bad. Big X there. Don't do it. What you're going to do is measure from the bottom of the well all the way to the bottom of the stripe, and you will put that number in every cell in column B. All right. So the column B number in the data table for table 1 will all have the same measurement in millimeters. So make sure that you do that. That's the one big thing here that kids are not doing. Okay, let's move on. So let's say that you have everything, all of your numbers filled in data table 1. What do you do next? So on the other sheet that's attached in Canvas, you have this graph, and I cut the title part off just so I can fit it on my slide, so keep that in mind. What you're going to do is take a look in the data table in table 1, and you're going to graph the RF value, column C, to the distance of the known fragment lengths. Okay, so in the first column, I believe it's like 1,300 and some odd base pairs in length, which I'm going to say here's 1,000 on the graph and there's 2,000. So I'm going to say it's just off from middle, okay? But the RF factor that you calculated for the migration distance of all those bands in lane 1, I'm going to say it's 4.6. So here's 0.46. So here's 0.4, there's 0.5. I'm just going to slightly split the difference, okay, and go here. So what I do is I go up to that point and over from this point. And sorry, I'm trying to draw straight lines with a mouse, which is virtually impossible. And I'm going to put a data point there, okay? Let's just say that that's how it goes. So then I plot all my other data points and say that they are here. One is there. Another one is slightly, maybe sort of kind of here. All right. So what I would do then is then draw a line of best fit. Now, I'm going to draw it. And again, you should use a ruler on your paper. All right. You can graph it on Excel too and have like a real precise line of best fit. And then take it from the farthest left data point and extrapolate it out. So you have this line of best fit. LOEF, line of best fit. And you have that there. So now what you're going to do, all those bands unknown for each of the 4 Smith women, all right, Judy, Jennifer, I can't remember the other ones off the top of my head. What you're going to do is now you've calculated the RF for them in data table 2 for fragment 1 and fragment 2, okay? And what you're going to do is plot the RF, okay? So say if Diane has, or Judy, we'll Judy, we'll say that her RF for fragment 1, and I'm making this up because I don't have the handout in front of me, is 0.06, so, or 0.6, sorry. So I'm going to go from the x-axis straight up until I hit that line of best fit. Then I'm going to make a left-hand turn, and I'm going to go to my y-axis, all right? Now, if you have, all of your numbers here should be whole numbers, so 1,000, 900, 800, 200, or whatever that is right there, my eyes are too poor. And they should all be whole numbers. So if you get like 923, that's kind of where it's at. Just round down to 900. All right. If it's 985, round up to 900. Okay. So because your fragment lengths, if you read through the activity, are all in hundreds. Nice, even, happy numbers. All right. So if you're off a little bit, that means that your line of best fit isn't quite correct. All right. Or it's a close line of best fit. It's not a true line of best fit. So you are going to have a little variation. So keep that in mind. So you plot all the numbers in table 1, the RF factor versus RF in table 1 versus the known fragment lengths in base pairs that they give you. And then you graph those, line of best fit, and then all of your unknown fragments for each of the ladies for fragment 1, fragment 2. Find the RF. On the x-axis, go up to the line of best fit and then hang a left and you'll go to the y-axis, and that will tell you the base pair length. And further in the activity instructions, it will give you a table with the allele number and how many base pairs. All right, and we'll go from there. And then you should be golden from there to fill in your table. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully this helps. Oh, wow, 9 minutes. Sorry, this is a little lengthy, but it's all good. All right. Good luck. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to holler. See you.